Hello, my friends. Well, I wanted to talk a little bit about the latest news, which is the attack on Iran that we have accomplished, and sadly and shamefully, uh, the attack went against according to what they say was supposed to be against a naval base of Iran, but it ended up hurting a school that was on the outside of that naval base. Now, somebody either has a horrible aim or somebody has a horrible mentality about how to start a war. Because, see, this is my reasoning behind this. Trump has already tried to start a war with Iran by bombing certain sites where he claimed that they heard the nuclear materials and whatever. Iran sent back a few missiles and okay, end the story. Right? Nobody started a war. Trump is in the dumps. And he has spoken before when Obama was president. He said, hey, Obama's in the dumps. He's going to start a war with Iran in order to be able to stay on as president. Never happened. Never did it. But it certainly projects Trump's mentality. Trump thinks that, hey, if you're in the dumps, you start a war, and that's all it takes. Because Trump is a simple man with no capacity of looking beyond. I want a little horse. Doesn't understand, hey, we don't have a backyard. The horse is going to destroy everything that we have inside the house. But I want a horse. That's all he knows. And all he knows is he wants to stay on as president and he wants to be something that he really is not. Okay? So he decides, maybe I'll take over Greenland. Maybe I'll take over Canada. Maybe I'll liberate Cuba. I mean, these are the thoughts of a mentally deranged person with a lot of power. Let's not kid ourselves because each project takes a lot of planning, takes a lot of resources. You can't be doing here, 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 and there. That's the mentality of someone that doesn't have a clue of reality, lives in his own dementia world. That's the fact. Okay, you want to look for a job, or you want to look for a job. I'm going to get a car. I'm going to get a house. I'm going to get no. These things are done in order, and you do one. You finish it. You determine whether it was a triumph or a loss, and then you go to the other one. This man is incapable of doing that. And now he has decided to attack Iran. Now, this is a problem because, as I said, he has told you the plan before. Obama wants to stay as president, so he will attack Iran. That is something that he would do and that he is doing right now. But he's trying to create a war. It didn't happen with his first bombing of three places. So he's thinking, what else can I do to motivate Iran into coming against the United States? What's next? I will hurt their children. That bomb that went pretty much outside, or whose effects went outside of the naval base, is not by coincidence, it's not by chance. This is a malicious idea of, hey, if I hurt their children, they will definitely not forget, and it will be more than just a couple of missiles that they will want to send. We will start a war. And it seems he may be right. I hope that cooler heads prevail and that they're able to understand that, yeah, he's trying to start a war, of which, guess whose children are going to be in that war? Not his children. It's going to be children of Iranians and of United States citizens. Those are the people that he's going to send to that war if he happens to be able to have motivated a war. I really hope that cooler heads prevail and understand that we have a dementia patient in the White House and we have a lot of people trying to habilitate him. But the reality is that these people are not playing with a full deck of cards, because economically it's going to hurt us a lot. Physically, we're going to be sending our children to die in a religious area where we can't win that war. See, that's the thing, that when you go to war against a government that's centered on religion, you can't win that. We already saw that with Afghanistan and Iraq. All you do is you give rise to more radical religious people, and they take over, because they in war they really need a strong man. And see, that's kind of what Trump is hoping for, that the United States will rally around him because he'll be the strong man. No, you're the one that sent our children to die, and we're not going to forget that if it happens. You're the one that is unable to negotiate, and in because of this inability, he always turns to violence. He always, we will take Maduro at night. What has that changed for the people in Venezuela? Not a darn thing. Peaceful takeover of Cuba. That's not going to change anything for the people in Cuba. Whatever things the United States places in there is going to be for the benefit of Trump and his allies. The people in Cuba, I predict, will benefit zero. And the Cubans here will be, I didn't know he was going to do that. But hey, you're being told. Trump doesn't care about your benefit. Every action that Trump is doing is in order to benefit himself, and in order to take away attention from what? The Epstein files. He'd be willing to sell out the United States, to actually bankrupt the United States, if he can stay in power and not have to face the consequences of the criminal acts that he did before he was president. And that's a fact, Jack. I hope that some people will understand what he's trying to do and stop it. We have the midterms coming up, which terrify him. That's why he's doing all this stuff. But because if we kick out all the Republicans, or as many Republicans as we can, out of the House and the Senate, that will be the end of his presidency, and he will get impeached and he will get convicted. And he is deadly terrified of that. And I think that he should get impeached and convicted of the crimes that he has committed, including this, which I think in the end will be qualified as a crime of war. I will see you on the next one. Stay awake, keep your head on a swivel, because things are getting really, really murky.